This is Hinterland by OmaTana. It is 94.46 megabytes to download. Now the description is a little bit long, so I'll just grab a few little bits out here and there. Feel free to pause it though as I scroll down. But it says at the top, this is a do-it-yourself map, i.e. most of the fields, farms and villages can be created by the player. And it says in there somewhere, look, you can sell all the objects that are installed on the map, and they are also available to place down in the build mode, which is nice. There is also things to make your life a little bit easier, such as a subsoiler with plough function for field creation, painting fields and landscaping, donations by a generous donor, and more. There's a little bit of history about how it was discovered in the middle. And then right at the bottom, it tells us what's actually on the map. So there's 3 fields, 49 lots, 1 small farm, 3 selling stations, 1 bakery with extended functions, vehicle store and workshop, animal dealer, forest, lakes and river, 36 golden animal figures as collectibles, rapid plant growth with seasonal growth turned off, wheat and barley can also be sown in spring, meadows with flowers can be sown, subsoiler as a plough for creating fields, 4 golden paw making weights for survival playthroughs, and 3 signposts for passive income. Wow, so let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes. You can probably hear water. That is because we are right here by the water. We are at the port. There is boats on here, big barges that come round, do kind of a loop, which is pretty smart. Talk about that in a second though. They don't do anything, they're just sort of decorative going round. But anyway, this is the map, guys. And like it says in the description, it is one of those do-it-yourself jobbies. I always refer to No Man's Land, but I think it's just because it was the first sort of one that went down this route. But yeah, a lot of open space, a lot of trees you can chop down and just add and place things. It's pretty smart. Now, I am in new farmer mode. We are up here by the port, as I said. This is pretty much where everything is happening really in terms of sell points, shop, animal dealer, etc. And then in new farmer mode we do start off with a farm down here and then these 3 fields. So like I say, new farmer mode, we start off with these 2 plots or squares, because as you can see the whole map is split up into squares, 49 of, like it says. Now they are pretty much all the same sort of price. So most of them are 79. Oh, there we go. That's slightly different. But there is only a few pounds, euros or dollars difference between some of them. But they all are around 79 grand. This one's just over 80 grand. So pretty cheap. And you're going to be able to obviously do what you want there. If you buy a plot with a few trees in, make a bit of money, get yourself going, which is nice. Now, if you come on here in Farm Manager and start from scratch, you don't start off owning anything, any land or equipment. I'll talk about the slot counts in a second. And this farm, all the buildings, none of it is there. So just something to note. So you will not own nothing in those 2 modes, and the buildings for the farm are not there. Scrolling up this way, as you can see, bottom right in this menu, we have 36 collectibles, as it says. We do start off owning that bakery. It says in the description, I think, bakery with further productions or products or something like that. Basically, it is like the grain mill, bakery and oil mill rolled into one building, which is pretty cool. So we can produce our flour, even with corn as well. Look, we can make bread and cakes, and then you can do your oils as well, which is cool. Now this menu, it says at the minute currently no contracts available, and that is because there's only 3 fields on the map so far and we own all of them. If you come on here in Farm Manager and start from scratch, because you don't own those plots of land, you will not own those fields, and there will be contracts available. So if you're still wanting a map where there's a few contracts available to you, I would suggest not buying that plot those fields are in, and then creating your own fields, and then you can still do contracts here and there, which is pretty cool. In animals, we do start off with chicken pasture. and we have 2 roosters and 15 chickens in there. And then we do start off with the simple cow barn, which I think is an OmaTana mod. That has got 6 Holsteins in there. None of them have any feed or water or anything like that, so we need to sort that out. Our vehicles are looking all pretty good. There's no custom crops or anything. But if you scroll down, the port is going to be pretty much sell anything place. Not completely everything, but it will take the majority of these things in this menu. One thing I did spot though is there is no sale point at all for cotton. So if you want to go down that route, you will need to place something down, but that's the whole idea of this map, isn't it? We do have a buy station at our farm, which we will check out, and again you can buy quite a lot of things from there, which is pretty handy. Crop calendar, as it says in the description, wheat and barley we can plant in springtime, and then there is all the others ready to go. And that is pretty much it, guys. There's not a huge amount to see, so it shouldn't take us too long. We'll probably walk around this area. I will reset one of our tractors. We'll drive down to the farm, we'll check out all this area, and I'll probably just go up into sort of landscaping mode just to give you a gist of what's going on, like so. I think that's it. Right, we'll go through mods and slot counts now. I think we'll get it out of the way. So first of all, if we go in here and scroll down to this icon, now if you are playing on a modded map and you go into your shop menu and this symbol is here, I mean the left hand symbol, that means there is mods added in for this map in your sort of equipment store category. So if I click on that now, it's showing these things. So there is the subsoiler plough. It's pretty cheap, only 5.5 grand. It's 4 meters wide. You will find that actually under ploughs and not subsoilers. Even though it is a subsoiler, you will find it under ploughs. And then we have these 4 weights. So these are pretty cool. I like the idea between this, for this rather. They are very snazzy looking, gold as you can see. Now what these are, like it says again in the description, they are for making you poor. So if you want to set yourself up for a survival challenge, this will knock off that amount of money basically. So new farmer mode, as you know, most of the time we start off with 100 grand. If we were to buy this guy, it's going to put us down to 0 straight away. Now obviously you can sell it back again like you can any other piece of equipment, but you will have a reduced value on it, and obviously depending on how long you've owned it as well and the condition. But it's pretty cool. I mean, if you come on farm manager and you start off with 1.5 million, that will knock you straight down, and so on and so forth. If you start off in the other 2 modes and you just want to knock off 300 grand, there's this guy. I quite like that, and obviously it gives you a weight as well. They are all the same weight, 1.1 tons, so pretty nifty. That is those ones. If we go into our build mode, come out into this area, we do have a few things in here. So in sheds we've got all these, we've got some of these down on our farm. A lot of these things are available on the mod hub as separate mods from OmaTana. Some of them come in packs as well. She does some awesome mods. Silos, we've got the silo wood brown. That is a multi-fruit, that is on our farm, 10 million litre capacity. So very nice. In containers, there's the buying station. Like I said earlier, that is on our farm. We'll see that later. Gas station, that is just here where we are. We'll check that out. In tools, we've got a little workshop, which is very nice. That is up here as well, which you'll see in a second. And then farmhouses, we have this little farmhouse, which again is down at our main farm. I think it's the pack called the Tiny Farmhouse pack or something like that, Tiny Buildings pack, that has this one in and a couple of other things. I can't quite remember now. Factories, we do have the bakery. So as you can see, it is slightly different colour. It's a bit darker, the roof, than it's just here actually, than the base game one. And all the buildings on here have been adjusted in terms of names, the language and things like that, which is pretty cool as well. I like that. Sell points, we've got these guys, so it's the 3 we've got up here. We've got port, which is basically, like I said, more or less a sell anything place. And then we've got the farmers market, which is just here, and then the restaurant, which you've just seen over there. In generators, we have a holiday home. Now these things, if you place them down on land you own, they are going to generate you money. So as you can see on the right hand side, 8,400 per month for this, and we've got 3 signs. So we've got a patronage wood, so that sign is made out of wood. You might not be able to see. This one's made out of silver, and then this one's made out of gold, and they are going to pay you out different amounts. So the gold one, 840 grand a month, 84 grand a month for the silver, and 8,400 for the wood one. Now in animals, cows, we've got that simple cow barn, which again you'll see in a second. In fact, it's pretty much this guy here, but that is part of the animal dealer, and there it is. Where else do we have? Decoration and others. We've got a few of these things, so we've got houses, picnic tables, things like that, so it's pretty cool. Landing stages, whatever that is, like a little jetty, isn't it? Is it going to show me? No, it's not going to work very well, but there, you get the idea. And then if we go into landscaping and painting, got a few extra things in here. We've got animal mud, asphalt, concrete, dirt, forest ground, grass, gravel, plate, which is like concrete slabs, riverbank, rock, wet sand, water puddle, and that is it. Now you're probably thinking, I thought you could paint fields. You can. I will get to that. Do not panic. In trees, we have a few trees modded in for the map, but it's basically trees that we've already seen in the game, just a different variety. And then if we go into plants, and I scroll back actually, we've got all the base game ones, and then we go into the modded ones. Then here is the field create, so it's actually under plants. So what I would suggest as well, if you're trying to paint a field like this, I would put grass down first. I didn't want to do that, because basically if you have this grass as it is and you paint a field now, your field will still be covered in this grass. So you need to come into landscaping really and go into painting, I would. And then this grass, I know we don't own it, but if you do that, it will get rid of all that and just put a flat bit of grass down, and then I'll paint over it then, if you're going to go down that route with your fields. Anyway, a lot of added in plants. We've got branches, mushrooms, things like that, so that's pretty cool. And that, I believe, is all of the modded things. So slot counts we will do now as well, and then we'll get going. Do start off with quite a decent amount of equipment actually in new farmer mode. The slot count in new farmer mode is 744. We start off with 3 small tractors, a Voucher N175 Direct, a Fendt Favret 515C, and the Buer tractor. Got the Deutschfahr Topliner harvester, 86 Lizard pickup, Class Carrot trailer, header for your harvester. We start off owning that subsoiler plough, which is good. We've got a cultivator, a power harrow that will hook up to this seeder. Now another thing to note whilst we're on this seeder, like it does say in the description, you can plant the meadow grass. So all that grass I was just showing you about painting the fields, it's got the little flowers in. If you look down the bottom, we've got 2 symbols for grass, but one's got the 2 yellow dots to simulate the flowers. So you can actually plant that type of grass if you want. You can select it as normal. What I will say though is if you've got the help menu on and you're tabbing through the crops, so it'll go wheat, barley, oats, etc., when you get to grass, when you go over one more, it will still say grass in the help menu, but the symbol will change down the bottom right, if that makes sense. It does in my head. Fertilizer spreader we've got a front mower, we've got a tedder, a windrower, a loading wagon. We've got the Massey Ferguson small baler and also this bale loader which will stack those bales for you, which is nice. A front loader with a couple of attachments, pallet fork and bucket. And then we do start off with 2 Agco 1100 kilogram weights. And then we've got that Bachmann trailer in miscellaneous. Pretty cool. Now if you want to sell off all that equipment, you can get the slot count down to 582. Obviously there's potential to get that down even further because there is a few things you can sell on here, but I didn't go that far. So pretty cool. Now farm manager and start from scratch. Like I said earlier, you don't start off owning anything, no land, no equipment, and the slot count is 553. Right, let's do this. So here we are, like I say, at the port. The barge has just gone off. Pretty awesome view. That pipe, it is decoration, but is part of the port sail point, which is pretty nice because obviously you're simulating that you're tipping in there. Barge pulls up, crops go into the barge. Nice. And this is the port sail point. Tip in there. We do have a icon there, so we can even sell wood there. Farmers market. Like I said earlier, that has changed the language of it. There's your sell point. Over here we've got our animal dealer, so your sort of dialogue box area here. So we'll show those two that we own. And then we've got this little kiosk. So this little lady here. We've got some little brochures we can pick up and look at. There's pictures behind. You can actually say hello to these people. You might not be able to hear it, it's quite quiet. If I stay quiet and press circle for me. Hi. 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 So yeah, we can say hi. Moving on, that is just decorative, so that is using an animal pen or pasture, but that's quite cool. I like animals moving around at the animal dealer. This is the restaurant sale point, which is round the back. Nicely done. And again we've got the language changed, and then this is the bakery, so you can manage that from there and then tip in there. Your products will appear here. Now what I will say, if I click on this to bring it up, and if you've used some of OmaTana's all-in-one productions, you'll know where I'm coming from with this. If you're producing flour and you want to produce bread as well, if you come over to here, you will need to set the flour to distributing, because if you don't, it won't be distributed on to make the bread, if that makes sense. So just one thing to point out there. Right, moving on across the road, we've got our shop, which again is a little kiosk. This is also your reset point, or if you buy, lease anything, it's going to be around here. Got another chap here, little brochures, you can say hello to him as well. The male voice this time. So shop icon there. This is that workshop I showed you, which you got a little zone there, and you can do your usual things. And then we've got that fuel pump just there, which is nice. Now it does say you can sell off pretty much everything on here. It will let you sell things like this. So if I sell that, it will get rid of that pipe and this silo. Things like the sell points you can't. Oh, you can sell that one. Yeah, so you can sell quite a lot. This little hut this lady's in, we can sell. We've got decoration as well, so you can sell off quite a lot of things if you don't want them down. So pretty cool. Can we sell that bridge? No, we might be able to if we own the land. Right, let's get our tractor up here. We don't want that one, that's a bit slow. That one will do. Awesome. So if I spin around, there you go, our tractor is there. And let's go to our farm. Some of it you will be able to see from this sort of view. You can see it's all pretty open, a load of trees about, tracks going off here and there. Very nice. There is the odd, I don't know if you saw that one back there, log piles laying around. Apart from the one back up at the port, which I think's classed as decoration for the whole port, you can only sell them if you own the land, and I'll show you that in a second. Right, so we've got one of our fields just here with a track going up through. Now you could plough this through together, but what you need to be careful and think about is there is a bridge just here. Oh, see, look, we can sell that, so that's obviously in our zone, so if you want to sell that, you can indeed. There's a pile of logs there. We will be able to sell those because we own this plot of land. But if I show you in a second, I'll just poke our nose into the farm and stop. If we go a little bit further along this track, we come out of the areas that we own, and there's a pile of logs here. It won't let me sell them because we don't own that plot of land, so just be aware. Right, in our farm, this is the silo, tip in, pipe out. You can drive all the way back around there, and we've got access to this field as well, so that's pretty cool. Equipment here, that tractor we've just been in was sat in there like so. We've got the chicken pasture. This is a base game one. It will hold 30. It's got 17 in there, which we know. Eggs there. Feed trough just there. And this is our tiny little farmhouse. This is a cool little mod, this. Do have a sleep trigger here at the front, but you can normally get the sleep trigger to work pretty much anywhere inside. As you can see, you can open up most of the doors. So there's a little bathroom there. We've got a wardrobe function just there in front of the wardrobe, like so. And this is pretty cool. We've got a bed that folds down and up if you want to. Nice. We can open... Oh, I've shut the door on myself now. No, I haven't. I've opened that door. Come on, out. You can open these windows as well if you want to let a bit of light in. Just smack myself in the face, which is nice. So that is our farmhouse. Over here we've got that cow barn, pasture I should say. This will hold 25, 6 in there already. Water trough just there, feed trough there. These guys will give you milk, so collect it from there, but that's pretty nice. And then over here we've got our buying station, and like I said earlier, you can buy a lot of stuff from there, even though it's just showing seeds on a pallet and those bags. You can buy slurry, seeds, wheat, things like that, you know, quite a lot of things. Not everything, but quite a lot. And then more of our equipment here, that is it. We also own part of this plot. There's a little island over there, just got a little shelter and picnic table. Now, spoiler alert, I am going to go and show you a collectible, so if you don't want to know, I will hopefully put on the screen at what time is safe to come back in. But I know most of you are still watching. Hopefully you are. So just in over here, you can sell all of this if you want. I just wanted to show you what they look like. There it is. Just about make out it's gold. It's a little bit dark, but that is worth 30 grand. So that was the cow one. 35 left to go. And that, guys, is pretty much all there is to see. We'll quickly have a little look up in landscaping mode, but I won't go all around the map. There is a little hut. In fact, you can see it on the map. There is a little hut there, but it doesn't do anything. It's empty. It's basically just our farmhouse, but nothing inside. But you can go in there. But landscaping mode will come up and we'll have a look. So there's another bridge there. This track does end here, but nothing's stopping you from extending it. Not all completely flat, but there is quite a few areas that are flat. A lot of trees in the middle there. So yeah, pretty cool map. Build your own. Very nice indeed. But that is it, guys. That is Hinterland by OmaTana. I hope you have all enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. And also let me know your thoughts on it as well. Always like reading your comments. If you're new to the channel and you liked what you saw in this video, please consider subscribing. That would be fantastic. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. I'm going to go and sit on that bench. Stay frosty.